Good evening. My name is Bashara Katie, and I'd like to welcome you to my Mellon Public Scholar presentation on my summer project called Arab American Studies in the K-12 Classroom. I'd like to begin by acknowledging those on whose land I'm currently residing. I'm currently in Davis, California, and need to acknowledge the rightful hosts and stewards of this land. Since time immemorial, this land has been the home of the Patwin people. Today, there are three federally recognized Patwin tribes: the Quechua-Dihi Band of Wintun Indians of the Calusa Indian Community, Quetzal-Dihi Band of Wintun Indians, and Yoche-Dihi Wintun Nation. The Patwin people have remained committed to the stewardship of this land over many centuries. It has been cherished and protected as elders have instructed the young through generations. We are honored and grateful to be here today on their traditional lands, and I look forward to these lands being returned to their rightful stewards. My name is Bashara Katie again, and I'm a sixth-year PhD candidate in cultural studies. I focus on Arab American social and student movements, ethnic studies education, and writing and rhetoric. I like to call myself a professional dabbler and also love most things media related, social media, creative writing, storytelling, all of that good stuff. To give you some background on this institute, I want to give you sort of a bigger sense of the context. Um, Current legislation in California mandates that ethnic studies be taught in high schools starting 2025, the year 2025, and that there will be an ethnic studies course requirement for graduation starting in 2029. As a result, the state tasked the California Board of Education with creating an ethnic studies model curriculum to serve as a model for school districts on how do you implement ethnic studies. However, the presence of Arab American and Palestinian stories and curricula in this model curriculum that was created caused a heavy-handed backlash by pro-Israeli and Zionist organizations and coalitions in California. As a result, a Save Arab American Studies coalition was launched across the state and involved people from across the nation. But eventually, most of the curriculum was erased, and what was left was watered down, and the official curriculum was sanctioned in 2021, last year, with that being the case, most of it erased or pretty much watered down. I, along with many Arab American studies educators, was not too happy about this, as you can imagine. So as a result, this summer, I organized and facilitated the first Arab American Studies in the K-12 classroom virtual Teacher Institute, which was basically a crash course for educators on incorporating Arab American Studies into their classes. Teachers wanting to learn more about Arab American Studies spent 30 hours of their sacred, time-honored summers learning about Arab American Studies histories, core concepts and frameworks, making them applicable to their classrooms. Teachers would leave the Institute with knowledge and lesson plans made that they could implement during the school year as members of a learning community. So the Institute was, above all, an invitation to become members of a community of educators to imagine and co-create liberatory curricula for an Arab American and ethnic studies classroom. It was sort of geared around a few main goals. One, as I wanted to introduce them to Arab American studies. What is this field? Uh, what do people actually talk about? What are some of the to try to dispel some of the misconceptions about this field that they were getting in the media uh, and around their schools. And to do that, I wanted to introduce core concepts in the field. So that included settler colonialism, Orientalism, immigration, empire, race, racialization, transnationalism, as to strengthen critical thinking and promote wellness in both the teachers and the educators. These are really important concepts in order to even begin talking about Arab American studies. I wanted to normalize Arab and Palestinian perspectives. It shouldn't be a surprise when people hear some of these perspectives, when they read them, some of these perspectives, when they watch them on through different media, in different creative media and films and that kind of thing on social media. So I wanted to sort of break the ice that these are normal perspectives to have. To build community with other like-minded educators. I wanted them to find other educators who they can be in community with and think with. And to develop an ongoing learning community, that this doesn't just start and stop at this institute. And nearly 36 elementary, middle, high school, and higher education educators participated. They were kindergarten teachers in San Leandro, early childhood education teachers in New York City, third grade teachers in Sacramento, high school social studies teachers in San Diego, ethnic studies teachers in Berkeley and Daly City, college professors in Illinois, Washington, California, and more. Most of them were from California, but we did have a really great group of folks really from all around the country. It would not have happened without the generosity and support of the Mellon Public Scholars, especially Stephanie Maroney. I'm also very indebted to a few folks, Omni Shakri, Sunaina Meira, Amanda Najib, Dominique Williams, Libna Kutami, Jennifer Mughennam, Samia Sharman, Grigor Nazarian, Amina Jude. There's over 30 other professors, activists, artists, psychologists, and other professionals who came, participated, who worked with me to make this project happen, and I'm indebted to all of them. I also want to name a few other sort of organizational sponsors that helped: the UC Davis Global Affairs, the Cultural Studies Graduate Group, the National Arab American Women's Association, the Arab Resource and Organizing Center, the Palestinian Feminist Collective, the Arab Cultural and Community Center of San Francisco, UC Davis Grad Pathways Institute for Professional Development, the Arab American Studies Association, and the Arab and Muslim Ethnicities and Diasporas Initiative at San Francisco State University. I had sort of 4 kind of guiding questions I wanted the teachers to think about. What is Arab American Studies? Why does Arab American Studies matter in the K-12 classroom? How can we as educators learn to hold, understand, and engage Arab American histories and narratives? And what can this look like in our classes and curriculum? Teachers that participated and wanted it could receive continuing education units. And so they received those at the end of August. And those, can go towards their own professional advancement, maintaining their licenses. They're helpful for promotions, also kind of switching jobs and that kind of thing, just their own professional learning. And what was most important to me was that they are there, and that they communicated with me. Since it was all virtual, we had to sort of do all of this over email. I would call teachers and talk with them, and try to create this sort of virtual community that way, with folks really across the state and across the nation. Just to give you an overview kind of the Institute itself, it was 4 main days. So on the first 3 days, it was kind of this crash course. So that's where a lot of the content, concepts and frameworks and histories was laid, and a lot of the icebreakers and that kind of thing. I was on the first 3 days, June 28, 29, 30th. On the 30th is when I broke them into groups, and they were, they had time to meet with a content expert. And so this was someone from the community that I invited to work with the teachers on designing their lesson plans. These were just thought partners for them. And so the teachers each received a folder with materials about a particular lesson plan topic with materials that I had compiled for them. And so they had time on the 30th to meet their co-teachers as well as the content expert and kind of go through some of this material. Over the month of July, we didn't meet for most of the month, so they had time to meet with their own groups and to begin designing these lesson plans. So that when we came back on July 27th, we had sort of a report back. And so the teachers reported to everyone at the Institute what they had come up with for their lesson plans. And it was a celebratory event. Hip hop artists, other administrators implementing ethnic studies came and spoke. And they had a sort of it was a great culminating event. All with the goal that this year the teachers would actually try out these lesson plans, and with the goal that possibly next summer we could reconvene and then decide collectively how the teachers want to move forward, if that's by organizing more institutes where they're teaching other teachers how to about the lesson plans that they created and how to build their own. Because it was all virtual, I kind of stored everything on Google Drives, and so the teachers had access to all of these materials. And to be honest, I was stunned. I was stunned by the immense creativity and innovation of a lot of the teachers, of the lesson plans they created, and I'm looking forward really anxiously. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they implement all of these lesson plans and these collaborations between teachers, how they start to actually make this a reality this year in their classes. Again, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the Mellon Public Scholars Program for supporting me in this project. There's no way it would have happened without this program. I learned a lot. I learned so much, and I'm deeply humbled by the opportunity to meet and work with and learn from so many inspirational leaders and educators in California and across the United States. So thank you very much.